fight tonight.
What's going on, everybody? Today's video we're going to be talking about what gear tanks are going to be running for mag comp groups. I think a lot of people are going to be playing mag this patch, so we're just going to talk about what gears tanks may be running, or at least the main tank, on how to get that 18k or that 18.2k resistance up. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll talk about it. So the first thing you have to notice is the change to the pierce armor, and the reason why people are kind of freaking out, don't know what to run instead of Alkosh and stuff like that. I don't know why, but anyways, people are just kind of freaking out about it. So I came up with an idea on, I think it was Monday, when we actually came up after kind of like crunching the numbers a little bit. If you look at pierce armor, and we'll get into the gear in a second, but if you look at pierce armor, the changes to that, they took away fracture and added it to breach. So anything that did fracture now does breach. So major breach reduces the enemy's physical and spell resistance. The same thing with minor breach. It does the exact same thing. Minor fracture is now minor breach. Yeah, kind of like what they did with what is it called? Major resolve, major ward. They took away the ward and then just kind of applied it to resolve. So now anytime you do major resolve, it does physical and spell resistance. Instead of having two separate buffs, you just have one. And that's just kind of what they did with pierce armor here. They took away one debuff and just kind of combining it. So now it's now, instead of having two debuffs, you have one. So that's the change with pierce armor. Kind of very, very important to know. Now with the 5948 that you get from major breach and then minor breach is 2974. That brings your total resistance down by 8922. Now the gear that I thought about running was Torugs, going back to Torugs. And so if you do Torugs with Infused Crusher, you end up getting 3056. So 3056 plus the Pierce Armor, you're looking at 11k, almost 12k resistance on just one single target, just from using two abilities, and obviously going back to Torugs. So I'll show you a screenshot. I'll show you two screenshots of a Nightblade when we were doing what's it called, Cloud Rest. So on top of that, pretty much the 12k there, mag also get a 4k pen from light armor passive. As long as you have at least 5 light armors there, you'll bring your pen up to about 4k. It's 4884 is what the final passive here is. So that puts you around 16k resistance here. So let me go ahead and pop this up. Alright, so I believe this is the one where he didn't have one into spell erosion for a Nightblade, and we ended up hitting 18.1, which is pretty good. So the effective spell pin was at 18.1. That's his average. Obviously his max is 20k. It's a little high, but the average, what the hell? Not even streaming and somebody's subbing to me. Okay, I'll call it display out, I guess. That was I've never had that happen before. What the hell? Okay, so anyways, God, whoever that was, thank you for the sub, dude. So anyways, 18.1 is where we're at for spin, for spell pin. And then if you look over here, he put 1 into spell pin, and we're sitting at 18.2, which is where you want to be at. So as you can see, just swapping to back to Torugs with infuse, you end up just you end up being right at the max. Now with Necros, your spell pin is going to be a little bit lower. So Nightblades get a 29, what is it, 2974 while they're flanking. So that's where this comes into play here. Necros get a flat value of 1500. So you're gonna have to put some points in there. Put some points in the spell pin. Obviously, just kind of adjust how you see fit. And then what is it? Sorks. Excuse me. Sorks and other classes are gonna be much lower. So you're gonna have to end up putting 25 points in the spell erosion for Sorks. So just FYI, if you're using this setup. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show you, or just kind of like share with you guys what I came up with, and hopefully you guys use this information, maybe come up with a better solution or something. But appreciate you guys watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.